Ladies and gentlemen, this is sunrise over Dumaguete. Well, actually, it's sunrise over Cebu. And this is the beautiful hotel I stayed in last night. The Honeycomb Tourist and Resto Bar. And for 800 pesos, it's located on the boulevard. This is the view in the morning of the sunrise. And there are some ships in the harbor. And if you look at that tree up there, that palm tree, you can see it's blowing sideways, which means the boats from here to Iloilo, which I would have caught a connecting boat to Palawan, are canceled once again. However, that doesn't make any difference, because yesterday I bought a ticket for a plane from Dumaguete, which is where I am now, city of friendly people, Dumaguete, to Manila with a connecting flight to Palawan. Whether or not the boats go out today at this point is immaterial. The cost of the ticket was 5,015 pesos, in case anybody's interested. So this is kind of like a Manny's Skywatch East / cost of living in the Philippines during the rainy season. I forgot the name of the typhoon that hit the last 5 days, but there's another one that's even 3 or 4 times bigger coming. So I didn't want to get stuck here for 10 days. So whether or not the boat comes at this point won't make a difference. The ticket has been purchased, and by the way, the tickets that you buy in the Philippines are typically non-refundable. So rather than deal with boats working and not working in hotels, because I've been in a hotel for 3 days now waiting for the boats to start running again. Well, 3 days. It's been 4 days since the boats ran. So there are a lot of people in Dumaguete that are waiting for a boat, and the tickets were sold in advance. I don't know if they're in order or not, but I sure didn't want to get stuck here for 5 days in the rain. And although it's not raining at this point right now, it was about an hour ago at 4:30 a.m. And I really didn't feel like being here anymore, because I will come back when it's sunny. Now, straight ahead, Onahan, is Cebu. But you can't see Cebu, because you can see just part of the mountain where that ship came in over there. A little while ago, but it's kind of grayed out from the sky and the moisture in the air. Now, even though what you see are clouds, these are just not normal cloud formations. I don't care. I've been on the ocean since I've lived across the street from the water or on the water for the last 55 years. These are just not normal cloud formations. They are what they call hygroscopic cloud formations. They don't form in the same mannerism as a regular cloud would. Now, there are some people out there that'll say, well, you're in the Philippines and it's rainy season and this is normal. It's not normal. It's just not normal. Clouds don't form in those configurations. Clouds form in billowing, smoky formations, and this stuff just hangs over you like a mist. And we We had 50-mile-an-hour winds this morning at 2 a.m. You could hear it howling through the concrete walls. I mean howling too. I'm not talking about that boat is backing up. I'm not talking about wind. I'm talking about some serious hanging, which is wind. So I guess I'm talking about wind. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. What I do know is that 6 hours from now, my flight leaves from Dumaguete to Manila, and then from Manila to Palawan. The Philippines journey, my friend is going to be taking a bike trip, but he's not going to be doing it this week, that's for sure. Over there is the Bethel Hotel, and they have prices for 1,200 pesos. It's the least expensive room, but no breakfast. And this place has a single room with breakfast for 800 pesos. That gentleman was thinking that I needed a tricycle ride with no shoes on. Where would I want to go in the morning with no shoes on? I don't know. But he's trying to make a living. And in the Philippines, that's a hard thing to do for these people. One thing I would like to say about the city of friendly people is that when I walked along the boulevard from one end to the other, the Hapon, which was yesterday, everybody that you made eye contact with said hello. In the city of Bocolod, that doesn't happen. You could say hello to people and then they look the other way. It's kind of like being in New York. Did you see this stuff over here? Even though the sun is breaking through, that's the square, octagon, blue, hexagon sun. That's a disc in the sky according to JGB and others. And that there's the flat earth theory. That I watched a video on the flat earth theory last night. I can't wrap my head around that just yet. I only watched less than an hour of flat earth series videos, and I'm still not capable of wrapping my head around the flat earth theory. If the earth is flat, how big is it? How big can it be? I mean, does it go on for another 50,000 miles on the other side of the ice wall? Or does it go on for 1 billion miles and just one flat earth after the other? These are the most beautiful trees. They have it's a vine with little leaves on the vine. They almost, every one of them almost looks like a flower. Anyway, we're not going to get to see the sunrise now. It's Monday, so I've been on the island of Negros Oriental and Negros Occidental. I think I'm in Negros Occidental for 8 days. I want to go home. I've been in the rain for 6 days. I want to go home. Even though the city is probably pretty cool to tour around, I looked at the tourist attractions here. It's a city on the water. That's the difference between this city and other cities. It's a city that's located on the edge of the sea. But on the other side of that wall, there's no beach. Now, over there, at the end of the boulevard, there's about 200 yards of beach with some little pan boats on the beach. But the beach is brown. I mean, the water is brown because of the storm. But the beach is basically brown from all the pollution that comes from the city. And somehow or another, that all works itself through the sewerage system into this channel of water, which is the Bocolod Sea over there. And that's Cebu on the other side of that ship with the lights on it. And the water flows down from left to right, from Wala to To'o. And about 1.5 hours, Wala is where the whale sharks are mostly seen. You can also get the whale shark tours from the island of Bocolod, which is over there, straight ahead. I mean, you could see the island of Bocolod if it was a clear day. And you see that wispy stuff coming down underneath that arm of the tree there, the first arm on the right-hand side, and on To'o, the To'o side? That's just not a cloud formation. Now, at first I thought, how could they be spraying the entire area over the ocean? Well, they're not doing that anymore. They're just spraying so much up in the atmosphere, or whoever they are. I mean, they could be, now this part of it, this part of the conspiracy theory I got, whatever's doing the spraying is on a scale equal to none to spray all of this atmosphere. They're changing the geostructure, because this is called geoengineering. They're changing basically it's like changing the genetic structure of DNA, and they're changing the genetic structure of the atmosphere itself to where they don't have to spray over the oceans anymore. There's so much chemicals, whatever the chemicals are, they're probably dropping down into the oceans and the bodies of water where they are spraying, and then evaporating, and then going back up into the stratosphere. And they are now different, the clouds. They don't make billowing cloud formations anymore. They are totally just wispy shit. If you get my point, they've changed the atmosphere itself. So this is geoengineering on a scale, I mean, from what we were taught as children, that is unprecedented. Why they're doing it, I don't know. If you really need to know why they're doing it, just go to Manny's Skywatch, the real Manny's Skywatch. This is Manny's Skywatch East. Manny's Skywatch, he has all the answers. He is like the Shell answer man of Canada. I mean, if you need to know something, my friend Manny, he will, in fact, inform you. And if he's wrong, you have to remember that Manny is the father of chemtrail technology. He is the person that has made more people aware of chemtrails than any other person I know in the universe. Now, you might think he's crazy. You might think I'm crazy. Some guy told me to calm down because I had that cost of living video up where I was all excited. I wanted to go to the hotel and get some sleep. I slept 3 hours the day before I got to Bocolod. Got up at 3 a.m. and didn't get back into a hotel until almost 10 o'clock at night. That was the lovely Rainbow Pension House for 550 pesos. That you really had to wonder why you were in that place. But it serves a purpose. It's an inexpensive hotel. But when I found the Negrense suites for 599 pesos for a single room, same thing as the Rainbow Pension House, it was, I had only slept 4 hours that night in the pension house because there was quite a bit of noise in the middle of the night. People just coming and going, nothing abnormal for a low-income hotel. The door was like a Luan door. It was, you could hear like people walking in the hallway. That's how thin the door was. And that night I only slept 4 hours, so I had slept 7 hours. In the last 72 hours I slept 7 hours. Well, 60 hours. I slept 7 hours in the last 60 hours. And I traveled for 16 hours to get here, to get to Bocolod. So I was tired. Plus, I'm hyper, super hyper, because I don't drink alcohol and I don't do drugs. And my body chemistry has always been like that. I am one of those AAA, AAA personalities. AAA plus was what I was rated when I took the test for the Florida State Troopers and the Florida Marine Patrol. They said I would make a perfect police officer. They said that because they gave me the oral exam, and what I told them, the guy laughed. He laughed, and I said, did I fail? He goes, no, you're going to make the perfect police officer. I said, why? I asked him why. He said, because you don't give a fuck. And he was right. I don't. And anybody that thinks I'm kidding, I'm sure you could look that up in my files. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is about all the sunrise we're going to get out of the sunrise. And then I'm going to go back in and charge this thing. I have no idea if the boats are leaving the dock. And the dock is right over there, the pier for the To-Go Fast Boat and the Windsor Express. Now, I haven't seen a boat leave the harbor in 3 days. I've seen boats come in, but they came in from the channel over there, which is Cebu. And Cebu is only like 5 miles away, or maybe a little even less, 7 miles. I think it's 7 miles away from Dumaguete, and it's kind of protected from the wind, the hanging, kind of protected. Depends on which way the wind is blowing. If the wind is blowing up the channel, you're still going to get big waves, big water. But that's the only place I saw boats coming in from, and they could have been coming from the other end of Cebu with supplies to Dumaguete.